Let us start chemistry. In chemistry, electrochemistry chapter we will see. In the electrochemistry, we have started a conductometric titrations. So that conductometric titrations we will see. Conductometric titrations. Conductometric titrations we will discuss. So in the conductometric titration, we are taking strong acid versus strong base titration. Strong acid versus strong base titration. So strong acid, let us take HCl solution. Strong base, let us take sodium hydroxide solution. Suppose strong acid concentration is given, that is 0.1 molar, and the volume of strong acid we are taking 20 ml in the conical flask or in the given vessel. Sodium hydroxide concentration we have to find using this titration. Okay. So sodium hydroxide concentration we have to find. But we will take sodium hydroxide concentration, we will take as 0.1 molar. Why we are taking this as 0.1 molar means how the molar conductivity will vary on titration, that we have to understand. For that case only we have taken concentration of sodium hydroxide. Actually, what is the aim of this titration means one solution concentration will be given, another solution concentration will be found. That is the aim of this titration. Sir, okay. But why we have taken concentration of both the solutions in the sense in order to understand the theory part we have taken. Sir, and volume of sodium hydroxide solution depends on burette reading. Burette reading. Sir, it is a burette solution. So sodium hydroxide solution is a burette solution. Its volume depending on the burette value. How much burette reading, how much solution you are adding as per that. Sir, okay. Now we will consider this burette. We will consider we are taking the burette. We are taking the burette. In the burette we are taking this solution. In the burette we are taking sodium hydroxide solution. In the flask, in this vessel, what is placed in the sense conductivity cell is placed. We are placing conductivity cell. Conductivity cell we are placing. Conductivity cell is placed, and HCl solution is taken here. HCl solution we are taking in this vessel. In this vessel we are taking HCl solution. In this vessel we are taking sodium hydroxide solution. Sodium hydroxide solution. So in burette we have taken sodium hydroxide solution. In this vessel we have taken HCl solution. Here conductivity cell is there. Sir, okay. Now we will see. Initial we will see. That means initially in the flask what is there means HCl solution is there. Initially what is there means 20 ml of 0.1 molar HCl solution is there in the vessel. Now let us multiply this 20 and 0.1. We will get what means that means 2 millimoles of HCl. 2 millimoles of HCl. This HCl is a strong acid. So now we will take an assumption that it is undergoing complete ionization. Then we can say 2 millimoles of H plus ions. If we take an assumption alpha is equal to 1, then we can say 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions. 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions. Like this we can say. So if we take an assumption all the HCl molecules are completely ionizing, then we can say the solution contains 2 millimoles of H plus ions and 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions, we can say. Now these 2 millimoles of H plus ions are carrying current, 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions are carrying current. The total current carried is called lambda m initial value. Lambda m initial value. Okay. Lambda m is called molar conductivity. The molar conductivity is nothing but sum of the contributions by H plus and Cl minus ions. That is called molar conductivity. So we can say molar conductivity of HCl solution. Molar conductivity of HCl solution is equal to molar conductivity of H plus ions. Molar conductivity shown by H plus ions plus molar conductivity shown by Cl minus ions. Like this we can say. Molar conductivity here molar conductivity of HCl solution. Molar conductivity of HCl solution is equal to molar conductivity of H plus ions plus molar conductivity of Cl minus ions. Like this we can say. Sir. So initially what is the molar conductivity of HCl? What is the molar conductivity of this solution? In this vessel solution is present, this solution is showing what is the molar conductivity initially that we know. Sir, we know that what is the molar conductivity of solution initially shown. What is the molar conductivity of solution initially shown that we know. Sir, let us add from burette some base sodium hydroxide into this flask. Now let us add sodium hydroxide solution from burette into this vessel and let us stir the contents. If you stir the contents, what will happen? Reaction takes place. Sir, now what volume of sodium hydroxide from burette we added, that we will see. Sir, from burette we are adding solution, that is for example 1 ml of sodium hydroxide solution. 1 ml of sodium hydroxide solution is added from burette, is added to the flask, is added to the vessel. Okay, so you are adding 1 ml of sodium hydroxide solution from burette into this vessel and you are stirring the contents. So what happens means chemical reaction takes place. What is the chemical reaction, that we will see. The chemical reaction is a chemical reaction, what shall we say, in the sense HCl reacting with sodium hydroxide to give what means sodium chloride and water. Sodium chloride and water. So initially initially you have taken what means HCl. Initially what you have taken means HCl. How much HCl you have took in the sense? How much HCl you have taken in the sense? 20 ml of HCl. You have taken 20 ml of 0.1 molar HCl solution. This, if you multiply this 20 and 0.1, you are getting 2 millimoles of HCl. So initially, how many millimoles of HCl you have taken in the sense? 2 millimoles of HCl you have taken. 2 millimoles of HCl you have taken. 2 millimoles of HCl you have taken. Sir, now you are adding sodium hydroxide from burette. From burette you are adding sodium hydroxide. From burette you are adding sodium hydroxide into this. How much sodium hydroxide you added in the sense? 1 ml of sodium hydroxide you added into the HCl solution. 1 ml of sodium hydroxide means here concentration of sodium hydroxide is 0.1. If you multiply this volume and this concentration, if you multiply this volume of sodium hydroxide solution and concentration of sodium hydroxide solution, you will get millimoles of sodium hydroxide solution added. That means 1 ml of sodium hydroxide solution and 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide solution. Multiply this 1 and multiply this 1 and this 0.1. How much you are getting? You see, that is a millimoles of sodium hydroxide added. So what is the millimoles of sodium hydroxide added in the sense 0.1 millimole of sodium hydroxide is added. Now chemical reaction takes place. How much sodium hydroxide reacts means 0.1 reacts. So how much remaining means 0. HCl will react 0.1 millimole. So how much remaining means 1.9 millimole. HCl 1.9 millimole. How much sodium chloride produces in the sense 0.1 millimole of sodium chloride produces. Sir, now the resulting solution contains what are the ions? In the resulting solution, what are the ions present, that we will see. In the resulting solution, what are the ions present in the sense 1.9 millimole of HCl is present. Then 0.1 millimole of NaCl is present. 0.1 millimole of NaCl is present. So this HCl undergoes complete ionization. That assumption we will take. From that we can say that 1.9 millimole of H plus ions, and here 1.9 millimole of Cl minus ions, here 0.1 millimole of Cl minus ions, totally 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions, and here Na plus ions 0.1 millimole. Na plus ions 0.1 millimole. Now let us see cations. Totally cations, how many millimoles are there, that we'll see. Totally anions, how many millimoles are there, that we'll see. Here anion, if you see 2 millimoles of Cl minus. After adding burette solution, anions how much is there means 2 millimoles are present. Before adding burette solution, the solution contains how many millimoles of anions means 2 millimoles. See, before adding sodium hydroxide solution, this vessel contains 2 millimoles of anion Cl minus. After adding sodium hydroxide solution, the resulting solution contains 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions. Therefore, before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide, the solution contains same millimoles of anions. same millimoles of anions. Set. So current carrying ability, that means lambda m of anion remains same after adding sodium hydroxide and before adding sodium hydroxide. Sir, okay. Next we will see cations. We will see cations. If you see, H plus is 1.9 millimole, Na plus is 0.1 millimole, Na plus is 0.1 millimole, Na plus 0.1 millimole, H plus is 1.9 millimole. H plus is 1.9 millimole, Na plus is 0.1 millimole. Total, if you see, this is 1.9, it is 0.1. Total, if you see, 2 millimoles of cations. So in this resulting solution, cations how much present means 2 millimoles of cations present. Before adding sodium hydroxide, how it is present? Let us see. Before adding sodium hydroxide, this vessel contains how much cations means 2 millimoles of cations. After adding sodium hydroxide, how much cations means 2 millimoles of cations. 1.9 plus 0.1, 2 millimoles of cations. So before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide, cations millimoles is 2, remains same. So before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide, if you see, total millimoles of cations remains same. But the difference is there in where H plus is 1.9 millimole, Na plus is 0.1 millimole. Like this is there after adding sodium hydroxide. Before adding sodium hydroxide, how it is there means only H plus ions are there. Cations, if you see, only H plus ions. So before adding sodium hydroxide, only H plus ions are there, 2 millimoles. After adding sodium hydroxide, 1.9 millimole of H plus and 0.1 millimole of Na plus. Total remains same, but nature is different. So do you think that lambda m, molar conductivity of initial solution and molar conductivity of solution after adding sodium hydroxide will be different or will remain same? What do you think? Because total millimoles of cations before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide remain same. Total millimoles of anions remain same before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide. Now, how the molar conductivity will be there? How the molar conductivity will be there before adding sodium hydroxide solution and after adding sodium hydroxide solution? Do you think that remains same or different? Molar conductivity of solution before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide will be different or same? Okay, you are saying that different. So molar conductivity of solution will be different due to will be varying due to addition of sodium hydroxide solution. Sir, okay. Why? Because H plus nature and Na plus nature will be different, no? So H plus current carrying ability and Na plus current carrying ability will be different, no? H plus current carrying ability and Na plus current carrying ability will be different. Therefore, lambda m of solution will be varied before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide. Sir, okay. So due to addition of sodium hydroxide solution, lambda m of solution becomes different. Sir. Now, which is high, which is low, that we have to see. For which is having higher value, which is having lower value, that point we have to see. Lambda m of solution after adding sodium hydroxide solution and before adding sodium hydroxide solution, which value is higher, which value is lower, that point we have to see. For that case, we will take one clue. We will take lambda m naught of H plus is how much means 349.6 Siemens centimeter square per mole. Lambda m naught of Na plus, lambda m naught of Na plus is 50.1 Siemens centimeter square per mole. Siemens centimeter square per mole. You see the lambda m naught of Na plus and H plus. Of course, it is at zero concentration. But whatever the concentration, H plus at zero concentration variable means at a given concentration also variable only, no? Sir. Now see lambda m of H plus and lambda m of Na plus, you see. Huge difference is there. Why huge difference? In the first difference is there because nature is different, but the difference is huge. Why? Because it is coming under growth conduction. Growth conduction. That means H plus is moving to H plus cation is moving to cathode by translational motion, another through hydrogen bonding, due to hydrogen bonding. Like the two things are there for H plus, but Na plus only translational motion. Sir, okay. So here you see, due to addition of sodium hydroxide solution, what happens to the number of millimoles of H plus ions you see. Before adding sodium hydroxide, 2 millimoles of H plus ions. After adding sodium hydroxide, 1.9 millimoles of H plus ions. So due to addition of sodium hydroxide, what happens to the number of millimoles of H plus ions that you think? Due to addition of sodium hydroxide, what happens to the number of millimoles of H plus ions? That point you see. Due to addition of sodium hydroxide, what happens to the number of millimoles of H plus ions? That point you think. Due to that, what will happen to the molar conductivity? That point you see. So we can say that millimoles of H plus ions, millimoles of H plus ions getting reduced due to addition of sodium hydroxide solution. Due to addition of sodium hydroxide solution, number of millimoles of H plus ions getting reduced. That means reduced in the sense what happens to the H plus ions? Why it is reducing? Where it has gone? That means H plus ions are converted into water by combining with OH minus. H plus ions combining with OH minus and becoming what means water. Therefore, number of millimoles of H plus ions getting reduced. Sir, okay. Now, how much H plus ions are reducing? How much H plus ions are reducing? That much Na plus ions are there. Now see, initially how much H plus ions are there? 2 millimoles of H plus ions. Initially, how much H plus ions means 2 millimoles of H plus ions. Initially 2 millimoles of H plus ions are there. Now 1.9 millimoles of H plus ions are there, and 0.1 millimole of Na plus is there. That means from this we can come to conclusion that H plus is replaced by Na plus. H plus is replaced by Na plus ions. We know that H plus shows higher lambda m, Na plus shows lower lambda m. That we know that H plus lambda m is high, Na plus lambda m is low. H plus lambda m is high, Na plus lambda is low. Now H plus is replaced by Na plus. Now you say how the lambda m molar conductivity of solution will be there before adding sodium hydroxide and after adding sodium hydroxide. Which value will be high and which value will be low? What do you think? How the lambda m, how the molar conductivity of sodium, how the molar conductivity of a solution will be there? So you are saying that after adding sodium hydroxide solution, molar conductivity getting reduced. After adding sodium hydroxide solution, molar conductivity getting reduced. If we go on add sodium hydroxide solution, what happens to the molar conductivity? If we go on add sodium hydroxide solution into the, if we go on add sodium hydroxide solution, what happens to the molar conductivity means, shall we say molar conductivity goes on decreasing or what? Molar conductivity goes on decreasing, shall we say, or goes on increasing? If we go on add sodium hydroxide, sir, okay. You are saying that molar conductivity decreases due to addition of sodium hydroxide solution, sir, okay. If we go on add sodium hydroxide solution, what happens to the number of millimoles of H plus ions? What happens to the number of millimoles of H plus ions? Shall we say goes on decreasing? What happens to the number of millimoles of Na plus ions? What happens to the number of millimoles of Na plus ions? Goes on increasing, shall we say? If we go on add sodium hydroxide solution, so on continuous addition of sodium hydroxide, on continuous addition of sodium hydroxide solution, on continuous addition of sodium hydroxide solution, H plus ions goes on decreasing, Na plus ions goes on increasing. Therefore, molar conductivity goes on decreasing. Do you agree this point? Now see this point. You are continuously adding sodium hydroxide solution. What happens means H plus ions continuously decreases, Na plus ions continuously increases, so molar conductivity continuously decreases. This point okay? Molar conductivity continuously decreases. Okay, this point? Sir. So here we came to know that we are we will draw the graph here. We will draw the graph. In the graph we will take here molar conductivity. We will take here we are taking molar conductivity. Molar conductivity will take here volume of sodium hydroxide solution will take volume of sodium hydroxide solution added. Volume of sodium hydroxide solution added will take here. Okay. Now let us take here the concentration. Here the volume of sodium hydroxide solution added is 0, while molar conductivity is this much. On adding sodium hydroxide solution, what happens means molar conductivity decreases. We said due to addition of sodium hydroxide. Due to addition of sodium hydroxide, molar conductivity decreases. We said molar conductivity decreases. We said sorry. So molar conductivity goes on decreasing. Now let us take at this point. We have taken this point. Okay, we have considered for a particular point now. So at this point, let us take this point as a equivalence point. Equivalence point. So what is the meaning of a equivalence point? That we'll see. What is the meaning of equivalence point? The equivalence point means a complete reaction. Reaction is completed. Reaction is over. Reaction is completed. Equivalence point means reaction is completed. So, reaction is completed in the sense the flask contain. In the flask, what will be there means NaCl solution only will be there. NaCl solution only will be there. There is no HCl solution. There is no HCl solution. HCl solution is not present. Even sodium hydroxide solution also not present. Sodium hydroxide solution also not present. Because equivalence point means what? Reaction is completed. Reaction is completed means there is no more reactants present. That is called the equivalence point. Sorry. Equivalence point means just reaction is completely over. Okay. That means how much sodium? That means sodium hydroxide completely reacts with HCl solution. Similarly, HCl solution completely reacts with sodium hydroxide solution. So in the vessel, what is there means only sodium chloride solution is there. There is no HCl solution, and similarly there is no sodium hydroxide solution. That point is called equivalence point. You also know that you are doing titration in the laboratory in the sense you will go on add sodium hydroxide solution. You will go on add burette solution till color changes. Till color changes means once color is changing, you are stopping adding sodium hydroxide. You are stopping adding burette solution further. Why do you stop? Because you think that we got endpoint. We got endpoint. Therefore, we let us stop addition of burette solution into vessel. So that means we have got endpoint in the sense what? Reaction is over. That's why you are saying endpoint. We are getting endpoint. You are saying, isn't it? Sir, there is a difference between endpoint and equivalence point. Equivalence point means it says exact completion of reaction. Exactly when reaction is completed. That point is called equivalence point. Endpoint in the sense more or less of equivalence point. Endpoint in the sense more or less of equivalence point. Why? Because some difference is there. Endpoint in the sense more or less of equivalence point. Sorry, okay. So now here Here a equivalence point we have taken. Equivalence point means reaction is just over. Reaction is just over in the sense the solution contains only sodium chloride. Solution contains only sodium chloride. Solution is not having any HCl. Solution is not having any NaOH. Sir, okay. Now in the solution, how much Na plus ions are there means 2 millimoles of Na plus ions are there and 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions are there. 2 millimoles of Na plus ions, 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions are present. Okay, sir, we got equivalence point, sir. Now let us consider that we are adding sodium hydroxide solution after reaching equivalence point. Now let us add sodium hydroxide after reaching equivalence point. Why? Because in order to understand, sir. Okay. So after reaching equivalence point, after reaching equivalence point, we are adding. After reaching equivalence point, we are adding sodium hydroxide solution. We are adding sodium hydroxide solution into the vessel. Okay, we reached equivalence point. After reaching equivalence point, we are adding sodium hydroxide solution. In order to understand this theory part, we are adding sodium hydroxide solution. So what will happen? That we'll see. Now the resulting solution contains what? That point we'll see. Now the resulting solution. In the resulting solution, what are the things are there means okay. So sodium chloride is there. Sodium chloride is there, and added sodium hydroxide also will be there. In the resultant solution, sodium chloride will be there, and added sodium hydroxide will be, as it is sodium hydroxide only, it will not go for reaction because there is no more HCl. So that the added sodium hydroxide will be as it is present in the solution. As it is present in the solution. Okay. Now you say that in the resultant solution, how much Na plus ions will be there? How many millimoles of Na plus ions will be there, you think? How many millimoles of Cl minus ions will be there, you think? How many millimoles of OH minus ions will be there, you think? So Cl minus ions, there is no change, 2 millimoles. OH minus ions, how much you are adding as per that? Suppose X millimoles. Shall we say sodium will be 2 plus X millimoles? 2 plus X millimoles, shall we say? Why 2 plus X millimoles? In the sense here already in the equivalence point solution contains NaCl. In the NaCl 2 millimoles of Na plus and 2 millimoles of Cl minus ions are present. Then you are adding sodium hydroxide. The added sodium hydroxide is present as it is. It is not going for reaction since there is no HCl. So in this resultant solution, Na plus ions are how much means 2 plus X. 2 plus X means 2 from NaCl, X from sodium hydroxide. Cl minus no change. OH minus is X millimoles from, that is from sodium hydroxide. Now see, in the resultant solution, you see the total millimoles of ions. All these ions are carrying current. All these ions, Na plus carrying current, Cl minus carries current, OH minus also carrying current. All the ions are carrying current. At equivalence point, ions are carrying current. You see total millimoles of total moles of ions here, total millimoles of ions here. In this solution, you see total millimoles of ions. At equivalence point, total millimoles of ions, you see how the total millimoles of ions present, you compare. Is there any difference or no difference, you see? Now what happens to the number of millimoles of ions? Is it increasing or not increasing, you see? So what will happen to the molar conductivity, you see? So after reaching equivalence point, do you say molar conductivity increases or decreases or remains same on further adding sodium hydroxide? After reaching equivalence point, on further adding burette solution, molar conductivity increases or decreases or will remain same? What do you think? In what way do you think? Okay, one student says increases, one student says same. Sir, okay. Now we will see after adding sodium hydroxide what will happen, that we will see. Now let us see that here in the result, after equivalence point, we added sodium hydroxide solution. So we got a resultant solution. In resultant solution, these ions are there. Okay, of course, cations are moving towards cathode. Cations are moving towards cathode. Anions are moving towards anode. Do you think that Cl minus as well as OH minus both carry current, shall we say, or only Cl minus carry current but not OH minus? What do you think? Now, here we will see that we are not going for electrolysis. We are not going for electrolysis. Just we will see how it is showing conductivity. That's what we are seeing. That means how it is showing conductivity. That means suppose you are taking water. You are taking water. You are passing current into it. You are taking water. You are passing current into that. If you touch that, we will feel shock. No. Why? Because it is conductor. Water is carrying current due to impurities. Water is carrying current. In water, which will carry current? One we can say water molecules are carrying current. H plus ions are carrying current. OH minus ions are carrying current. Like that we can say, no. In that way, we can say here Cl minus ions are carrying current. OH minus ions are carrying current. Na plus ions are carrying current. Like that we can say. So, which are carrying current in the sense Na plus ions are carrying current, Cl minus ions are carrying current, OH minus ions are carrying current, even water molecules also carry current. Then you see that here all the ions are carrying current in the sense all the ions are carrying current. Total number of ions is how much means this one plus this one plus this. But in the equivalence point, if you see how many millimoles of ions are there, see. Here sodium is 2, but here sodium is 2 plus X. Here Cl minus is 2, here also Cl minus is 2. Here additionally OH minus ions are there, here there is no OH minus ions. Then what do you say? What do you say? Now you say that how the conductivity will be there. This solution is showing molar conductivity, this solution also showing molar conductivity. Do you think that this molar conductivity and this molar conductivity will be different or remain same, or what do you say? What do you say? Will it increase or decrease? In the resultant solution, after adding sodium, after adding, that means after equivalence point, molar conductivity, what happens to the molar conductivity? It is increasing. So molar conductivity increases after reaching equivalence point. So we are coming to conclusion that after reaching equivalence point, what happens to the molar conductivity means that is increased. Sir, okay. We will stop now.